Right, hello everyone. Chef Boy RV back again, this time from the Smoky Mountains of North Carolina. Last time we did one of these videos, we were in southern Florida. We are full-time RVers cooking this little RV kitchen, and we have moved on. So now we're up in the mountains. Tonight we're doing Mexican chicken casserole. This is a really good, easy, maybe 45-minute dish to make. I think the whole family will like it. We take it to potluck sometimes. It's been a really big hit. Doesn't require a lot of special ingredients. You can use a rotisserie chicken that you shred up with the 2 forks, or you can use a couple of chicken breasts that you have in the freezer, cook them and shred them up with the 2 forks. I am lazy, so I'm using this Tyson pre-cooked pulled chicken breast, which is pre-shredded.
I will be Vanna White. Here we have our pre-cooked chicken.
And since we do live in an RV and we're in the Smoky Mountains, it's a little bit of a trek to the grocery store, so we don't have a lot of storage space and a lot of time to go get food. So we buy frozen peppers and onions and such so that we don't have a lot of fresh vegetables spoiling. A lot of stuff you buy doesn't last more than 3 or 4 days, so we buy frozen when we can because it's so far to the grocery store and because we don't have a lot of storage space. So tastes better, of course, with fresh ingredients, but this is going to be phenomenal even without the fresh ingredients. The rest of the stuff that you need...
Bear with me while I grab the camera.
Of course, the chicken. You need some kind of Mexican cheese or whatever you prefer. Heavy cream. I use guacamole salsa from Herdez. Really fantastic stuff. Sour cream. I also put in some Rotel tomatoes. I'm going to use Mexican seasoning.
First time using this, right?
Indeed. Cumin, chili powder, and oregano are the standard seasonings that go in this dish. I'm going to try it with this new Andrew Zimmern Mexican Fiesta seasoning. I'm going to put a little salsa in it, our peppers and onions, and our shredded chicken. We're going to bake it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. And it's going to come out in all its ooey gooey cheesy goodness.
Oh yeah. So I was curious, just since you mentioned, because this is such a quick, easy meal, I was curious about the carbs that are in this frozen, already cooked chicken. But yeah, it's only 2 grams of carbs per serving.
So yeah, still
There's
super
7
low.
servings per bag. So yeah, we're even though we do dirty Cheeto, keto, nerdy keto.
This is a very low carb.
Yeah. And also, I just want to jump in before you give them the recipe. You can actually, if you're not keto, you can eat this as like a dip. You can use nacho chips, right?
Absolutely.
Or you can layer it with that and bake it that way. There are all kind of ways to make it non-keto if you'd like to do that.
When we have leftovers, I sometimes turn the leftovers into a nacho dish for Stacy. I use the low carb tortilla wraps from Extreme Wellness, or you could just use regular nachos, and for non-keto people you can go ahead and turn it into nachos.
Okay, so hopefully, because we've been slack, we haven't done this in a long time, hopefully I can flip my video around so that you can read this. But here's the recipe if you want to take a screenshot of it. And maybe in editing, in post, I'll be able to fix this. I don't know. Can't guarantee anything.
Alright, so the first thing is to get the veggies rolling. Put a little butter in the pan. Preheated, of course.
Push those paper towels back.
I'm going to let the butter melt for just a second. Get the pan coated. Medium-high heat. Then we're going to pour in, I use frozen, otherwise julienne you some peppers and onions. Saute those to your desired consistency. These are frozen, they won't take very long. And when those get, onions are translucent and the peppers are a little soft, we'll add the chicken and start adding our ingredients. Alright, well, I just noticed that I'm still wearing my work shirt. work, meaning like 12 hours a week to pay for my site here at Moonshine Creek Campground.
It's hard. Somebody's got to do it.
It's hard. Somebody's got to do it. And then we get like 5 days off and have to come back for another 12 hours. The life of a full-time RVer that's living in their camper and doing little work camping jobs. So we've added our chicken to the sauteed peppers and onions. So now we can start adding our spice. And while I get the spice, since this is Mexican chicken casserole, our girl has,
That would be me.
of course, made margaritas.
Happy camper, y'all.
Happy camper.
Mostly because I drink a lot of margaritas.
Well,
But I promise I've only had one tonight. It goes well with this dish.
It does indeed.
So I do have a video on that, by the way. Shameless plug, how to make a keto margarita. But somebody suggested something I should add to it. I can't remember what. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll get around to it.
All right, so according to the recipe, we would add oregano, chili powder, and cumin. I'm going to add Andrew Zimmern Mexica Fiesta seasoning, which I just bought recently at a store. Really good Mexican seasoning, pre-made. I coat it liberally. Margarita girl over here likes spicy.
Yes, I do.
And since she does like spicy, I'm going to add a little extra cumin.
Thank you, baby.
That's going to spice it up just a hair. It already smells phenomenal.
Spicy girls require. I said one margarita, by the way, require spicy food.
So for my recipe, I like to put a little Rotel tomato in here.
Again, for me.
We'll dump a little bit of that juice out. We don't want a lot of wetness in here. We're going to use maybe half a can. Let's just use the whole can.
I love Rotel, so.
Rotel, spicy tomatoes and jalapenos. So we've added that, let all that come up to temperature. We've added the Mexican seasoning. You could add fajita seasoning. You could add taco seasoning. You could add enchilada seasoning. I've done this with enchilada seasoning. It's really, really good that way too.
Yes, delicious.
So we're letting that all come up to temperature. Hit stop. All right. So the tomatoes, peppers, and onions, jalapenos, and the chicken are coming up to temperature. So we're going to add just some thick and chunky salsa.
Thick and chunky. It's what I used to be before keto.
Maybe half a jar,
chunky.
4 or 5 ounces.
Oh, come on. That required a little bit of a giggle. At least. Just a little bit. That was kind of funny.
You used to be thick and chunky. Now we do keto, and you are the artist formerly known as thick and chunky.
I like that. Look at you on the ball with your jokes. Yeah, he's got jokes.
We're going to throw in about 1/4 cup of sour cream. 4 ounces of sour cream. I don't measure anything, in case you hadn't noticed. That looks like about enough. Get that nice and creamy. Mix that in really well.
Mm-hmm.
And we're almost ready to put it in the 8x8 baking pan, which we're going to throw in the oven. Alright, so all of our skillet ingredients have come up to warm temperature. We don't want to cook it too much. It's still going to go in the oven. As you can see, this is already fantastic Mexican dip-like. So, if you're just going to a potluck, don't have a lot of keto eaters, you can throw some chips on a plate, throw some of this in a bowl, and have a dip. We're going to pick it up, make it full keto, family friendly, and turn it into a dinner instead of an appetizer. So we're going to fill this 8x8 baking pan. Look at all that creamy goodness.
It smells so good.
That Zimmern Mexican fiesta.
Zimmern? Is it Zimmern or
Andrew
Zimmerman?
Zimmern.
Oh.
Fantastic seasoning. Store bought. I can make my own. However,
This is an easy 30, 45 minute keto meal though.
this is an easy meal. Keto, non-keto, doesn't matter. Everybody will like it. Spread that evenly through the pan. I'm just lazy. I cook for banquets a lot, big banquets. Any way that I can cut some time off when I have to feed 300 people all at once. And old people at RV parks when they're having banquets. They all want to eat right now.
Not old, wise.
Ah, yes.
Wise people.
Wizened people in RV parks. Okay, so we've got all that in there. We're going to pour in just a little heavy cream, maybe a half a cup. I do it kind of eyeball. You don't want to pour too much in there. Adds a little extra fat, which is really good. We're also going to add some of Stacy's favorites, not part of the recipe. This Herdez guacamole salsa.
Love it.
It's going to add some spice. You got to be careful with it. It is very spicy. But we're just going to throw a couple of teaspoons of that in there.
Yeah, baby.
Mix that all up. Make sure that the cream gets diffused throughout the whole dish.
Or confused, like me and you.
Yes, confused.
We stay confused.
Well, we're retired, so we don't really have a schedule or anything to do half the time. So, what are we supposed to be doing today? I don't know. All right, so now we're going to cover this with our cheese blend. I like to use Fiesta blend and
out of the tiny little refrigerator, what pops out?
Colby Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Colby Jack is really good. You could also use your favorite cheese. A cotija cheese, which is a good creamy Mexican cheese. You can use pepper jack. Add a little extra spice to it. It just depends on how much spice you want. Margarita girl over here drinks so much tequila.
Oh, hush.
She can't taste the spice. So, you know.
My taste buds are dead.
Your taste buds are dead. We add a little extra.
So, all right, by saying that, you're saying you're not a very good cook, huh?
Oh, I'm a phenomenal
okay,
cook.
then, hush.
And now we put it in the oven center rack. 350 for 30 minutes, and we will check back on it. We've taken our casserole out of the 350 degree oven. It's been in for 30 minutes. Looking good. Cheese is nice and bubbly.
Yummy.
All the good juices bubbling up.
Yummy, yummy.
We're going to put on some cilantro. It's not a Mexican dish without cilantro. It's better to use fresh. Once again, store so far away.
RV life, you know.
Cilantro doesn't keep very well.
I'm going to take a quick picture of that.
And there we have it. Mexican chicken casserole, seasoned any way you like. Margarita girl likes it a little spicy. So we're going to let this cool, cut it up a little bit, plate it, and then enjoy it. Be sure to like and follow our videos if you enjoyed this cooking tutorial. And we will be coming back soon with some more new keto dishes.
See y'all next time.